I don't know why, but you are watching the Madness Comic Network. Are you mental?
Who am I, you ask? I was created in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by the waste of a dying world. I was bestowed with an insurmountable task: bring peace after decades of death, persecution, and chaos. I am a grandchild of war, destined to help two camps which hate has fueled for far too long. Surprisingly, I am not alone. Have an odd bunch to make the road a little more bearable. Come with me, to bring hope where there was despair, respect where there was resentment, creativity where there was destruction. I am Pinocchio, and this is my story.
It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world.
When a series of shipping disasters points to a mysterious sea monster, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson leave the comfort of Baker Street and board a freighter where they encounter unexpected betrayal and come face to face with the enigmatic Captain Nemo and his submarine, the Nautilus. As they delve deeper into the case, they uncover a conspiracy involving a Russian Tsar with an airship that rains destruction on unsuspecting cities. With time running out and the world on the brink of war, the heroes must use all their skills and resources to stop a massive conspiracy and prevent global conflict. From Eisner-winning writer Mike Baron and illustrator Richard Bonk, dive into the depths of adventure and unravel the mysteries of the sea with the world's greatest detective in Leviathan. Order now at baroncomics.com.
Hey, right, Dirk Manning here, the writer and creator of numerous comic books and graphic novels, including Nightmare World, Tales of Mystery, Brave But Not Dead, all kinds of stuff. And I am super excited for you because you are getting to watch right now, right this moment, out of all the things we're only going to be doing, you're getting to enjoy and revel in the Madness Comic Network. And that is awesome. Thank you for being here.
All right.
We are actually here.
Are we on?
I think so.
I think we're on.
Yes.
Gotta wait for my little.
If the nearboat says you are on, what
There
do
we
you say again?
Good morning, folks. It's Wednesday.
Wait, you know why she's crying?
Because I farted.
Yes. My gosh. Why would you do such a wretched thing to that poor little girl?
I literally just came out of the bathroom in the house and told Janice, I was like, you know what I just did in there is the stuff that treaties between nations are made of.
Oh my gosh. You violated the Chemical Warfare Act.
Oh
Just
my
to
God.
classify it as a pesticide and you can get away with it just like they used to with Agent Orange.
That was a Geneva Convention level crap this
Oh
morning.
my gosh. Oh, on a side note, James and I are starting where we're coming up with modules for Kremen the RPG.
Yeah.
And one of the source book is going to be Light DARPA, Dark DARPA. Yeah, and it's starting to get interesting, ranging from pseudo conspiracies to those who make things too efficient and don't want to sell it, end up never selling anything
Yeah.
except their bodies for worm food.
Mm-mm.
On that. So how many layers do you have with this? I've noticed you got a whole bunch of layers.
Well, it's basically there's a background layer, and then there's the different panels.
Okay.
Each panel layers because it's Clip Studio, and panel layers are golden. I love
Yeah.
it.
I'm really liking how you are Dutch angling the panels to just give a sense of visceral panic.
Yeah, it's like a war scene. So
You know,
there we go. Do that. And then we want to get
that is quite interesting.
Yeah. So after I ink a foreground character, because on this book I'm working on right now, it's called Angel Hunter. It's probably 2/3 of the work on this I'll be doing all digital because it's.
Oh, this is Angel Hunter?
Yeah, this is Angel Hunter. This is we're calling it, what was it? A Maramanga.
Okay.
So it's like yeah, I mean it's a very manga type story.
Yeah. That's why their eyes are bigger.
Yeah, a lot of very manga-ish sort of artwork, but
Kawaii.
I really got into the idea once I started reading Berserk.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Because Berserk is badass.
Oh yeah.
And the art in Berserk, oftentimes, and I heard somewhere that the creator of Berserk was a big fan, but a lot of it really looks reminiscent of Bernie Wrightson. And
Very true.
That I'm like the biggest Bernie Wrightson nut ever.
Yeah.
So
now, did you ever get to meet Bernie Wrightson?
Yes, okay. I did. I met him, I think, 3 or 4 times back in the 90s.
Yeah, we actually became buddies for a little while.
He was a super cool dude.
Yeah, he actually shared 1/4 of his table with me when I went to a convention, and even though I was a guest, they oversold the tables, and because of my status, no table. And he's like, Charlie, you seem bummed out. I was like, yeah, I drove 1,000 miles, and apparently and told him the story, and he just cleared off 1/4 of his table and said, sit here. You know, I mean, yeah, not everybody does that. Another show I did recently, I had a very nice and humbling experience. You're familiar with the artist who created Green Lantern?
Yeah.
Turns out his grandson was at a convention. So I talked, like I always forget names and stuff. So it's one of my weaknesses. But we were talking, and I told him how he was very inspirational to me. I just the guy who created Batman, or is labeled as creating Batman. I forgot his name. So,
Bob Kane.
Yeah, Bob Kane. I showed my stuff to Bob Kane, and he just said, "Why are you wasting my time with this crap? Become an accountant." He just was highly insulting about it. And then, the guy who created Green Lantern, and if you feel into to chime in, pops, with names or things like that, whenever I get dumb. I'm looking up the name. I think it's Martin Nodell. So,
I'm sorry, I'm not a DC guy. I can't help you with that.
But he actually sat down and taught me some lessons on how to see and to break things down into formulas very, very early on, which is very helpful. And so I told this story to the grandson. And then later, this woman comes up and she's asked me to tell her about the story. And it turns out this was the daughter of, Martin. And it was just very humbling.
That's cool.
How she reacted, and she was just grateful. And she complained about Gil Kane also.
Yeah, Bob Kane. Not Gil Kane.
Gil Kane's different. Cool. Bob Kane.
Yeah, Gil Kane was super awesome. Gil
Kane is awesome.
Bob Kane, he played a role in Batman. I'll give him that. But I've always kind of poo-pooed on the man for getting the sole credit on that. But I mean, and at the same time too, I am also very much of the opinion, and I think there's a strong case to be made for it. That Batman is a ripoff, full cloth. So of 2 different properties, really one. Batman was a straight up ripoff of the Shadow. I
was about to say that.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Shadow and actually
the Spider also.
I was going to say the Shadow and the Spider.
Yeah.
And
now the Spider is much different than Spider-Man.
Oh God, yeah. Not even remotely similar.
Yeah.
But Batman was absolutely a ripoff of those books, those pulps. And it's funny to me. I just listened to a thing the other day. It was like an hour-long dissertation, basically, on how much of a ripoff Batman actually is.
Oh yeah.
It's honestly like right down to some of the first artwork. There was side by sides showing where some of that first artwork was literally traced from I think it was something from the Shadow.
Yeah. It was like, why would you do that to yourself?
But I mean, it's a good source to borrow from. God knows the Shadow is awesome.
Right. And I really like the Spider.
Oh yeah.
Will Murray, not to be confused with the actor Bill Murray, but Will Murray, the writer who created Squirrel Girl, and he's done some writing for me, ironically. He's written and put together several Spider audio plays, and
that's cool.
And when we, and he would do some pulp shows and things like that, and we get together. And what was really fun was I got Doug Rice and Will Murray together, and it was like the meeting of juggernauts. And it turns out they were both big fans of each other, and watching them both fanboy over each other during dinner was just phenomenal. And Doug has that steel trap mind for trivia like you do. Mm-hmm. And so does Will. So just hearing them all just information. Mm-hmm. It's like I always know enough, but it's I'm not ever able to grasp it. Mm-hmm. As in, I get it intellectually, but pulling the information out, it's always very difficult. That's why I'm not a good actor, but a good improvist.
Mm.
So.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm having to kind of hedge myself here and remind myself not to do too much on these backgrounds.
Right.
Because I can get lost in drawing a background.
Yeah, I have two schools of thought with the backgrounds. Like for exterior, it makes more sense, but if it's very text heavy, I see where they just don't do the backgrounds and just use it in color to express it. And that could save a lot of time.
I see my issue is I always felt when I was young, like if I was buying a comic, I want that son of a bitch to draw everything.
Ooh.
Like don't shortchange me. Don't pull a Rob Liefeld and just give me hatching lines across a backdrop and expect me to still, buy what you're selling with that character supposedly somewhere. I want to see where the characters are.
Yes.
So that's always been a big thing with me in my own work. So, and Rob Liefeld, if you're listening, I don't actually hate you. I'm just picking on you.
Yeah. I once threw up on his shoes.
I'd be surprised if he hadn't once thrown up on your shoes.
Oh boy, at least we didn't throw up into each other's mouths.
Dude, all right. I don't even know about your secret kinks, dude. That's foul.
Go boy. But in all seriousness, I'm noticing a high variety of perspectives. So as you're drawing, can you describe how many perspectives there are? I know there's 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, but does it go beyond that?
This panel right here is just a simple 2 point perspective, and really it's barely even a 2 point. I just have I like, instead of using a perfectly straight vertical, I like to oftentimes use a very gradated sort of perspective for the vertical because it just feels more believable.
Right.
So, and then there's a lot that I'm doing in here. It's one of the nice things about rubble is that if you do it right, I think I do it right. Having a scene like this with a lot of rubble gives you an opportunity to, you can break a lot of rules. You can play around with stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then you don't have to, there's just a lot you can get away with it. So,
now you could always call it Barney.
That joke literally merited a full-throated mouth fart.
He's drawing Barney Rubbles all over the place.
And from there, I want to take a lasso here and just come in here and grab some of this. And then there's this very Bernie Wrightson sort of way that I like doing skies and certain types of scenes. Where
go to the chat. Hello, Lovey. Thank you for responding. Oh, let me check out comments.
I'm gonna get Levi on a show here with Les one of these.
Oh, Levi's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him on a show here with Les one of these.
Yeah, he should bring a pair of jeans.
Well, it's stroke versus stroke. They play stroke for stroke. If you understand what I'm saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they both going through the same thing more or less. So they both draw. They're both recovering from, devastating bodily function.
Oh, wow.
I had a devastating bodily function this morning.
Oh, boy.
Devastating bodily function loss. Loss of body function.
Oh, my gosh.
Jesus Christ. I'm not talking about that.
Poor Lovey. Here he comes on and Pops just gives us all his personal medical information. I noticed how everybody gave a warning that I'm going to be on today. My God, look at how many times that was posted.
Yes.
It's like a Les's hour. It comes with warning.
Yeah. Watch out for Charles. It does come with a warning. It does.
Yeah,
featuring today, Captain Trufflefoot.
Oh my gosh. So, Pops, did you get a chance to look at the role-playing game?
Dude, I'm so busy right now.
No.
The only way you're going to get me to look at it is to invite me to a stream when you're actually doing something with it.
Okay.
And then I'll pop in and I'll do something with it. But to sit here by myself, I'm working.
I understand.
I got to interact with somebody on it. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Yes.
There's a whole bunch of people that send me PDFs and they're like, Pops, have you read it yet? And it's like, no. Because when I sit in this chair, Charles, I go to work.
That's cool. So,
now in this chair, I go to work. I don't read comics when I'm in the chair. You know what I mean?
I'm doing right now is because this is part of the whole manga aesthetic.
Right.
The toning. Yeah, the old Zipatone style toning.
Yes.
So I've got my bucket set up to refer to multiple, so it's on an empty layer, but when I drop it, when I click, it'll fill based on everything that's shown. And then I have this little palette over here of about what is it, eight or nine swatches from a light gray to black with my true black, my true white up here. And so what I'll do is I kind of tend to start from my furthest background.
Yeah.
And I'll set the closed gap on this so that it searches up through there. And then there you can see that filled in that sky.
Yeah.
Then I'll come back in with a pencil and set it to about half hardness in here. And we'll just take some white. Let's maybe go.
Oh, clever.
And then we'll come back in here with some things along those lines in the sky.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Kawaii.
I like that. I like that sort of thing. Now let's go back to my bucket and we'll go a little bit darker.
Ha.
And one of the neat things about this tool is that if I just click, it'll just get that area, but I can actually draw with it. And basically what I'm doing is as my hand passes across the image, it will apply that kind of a fill to every open area that it encounters.
That's brilliant.
So it's a really handy tool. So I'm going to go a little darker back in here. That's good. Oh,
what was funny is before you put in the gradation, it looked good enough to me. And I'm like, oh, how is this going to be colored? And then you put in black and white. I'm like, oh, wait, zipper tone. It's not meant for color.
Nope.
This is
Nope.
And I noticed you tend to prefer black and white comic books.
I really do. I always have. You know, I always felt like, you know, with black and white, I can see the actual drawing much more.
Yeah.
So like here I'm using the pencil with that same darker color, and that's translating into those tones right there. And I love doing the tones like this. I've actually come to enjoy this a lot more than I even thought that I would.
Wow. Very meditative.
It's I just love the look that I can get out of it, you know? So then for this Rebel stuff here, I'm going to come in and kind of pick and choose some forms to accent.
Yeah. Oh, that's...
So, you know, that's kind of the secret. And then some little areas here and there that will be geared towards some shadows.
Yeah.
And then once I get all of that kind of blocked in real quickly, I will actually, the very last thing that I do will be to take a blending brush and come through and soften some of this.
Yeah.
And it'll end up looking pretty cool, I think.
You do know what the Hamburglar would call all of this?
Oh God, what?
On the ground. Rubble, 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 rubble.
Sounds.
Maybe that's what he thinks hamburgers are. A bunch of rubble.
I like how the gray just makes the character pop more.
It does.
And then so now, since I don't want to accidentally affect any of the area that I've just done, I can control click on the layer for her.
Okay.
And get a selection of just that.
Oh, she's on a separate layer?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So then I can just come in and start to throw some strokes in here. And
turn her to a brunette. Or is she a red?
I have no idea. It doesn't matter. It's black and white.
Well, it does. The tonality would be different. I mean, the Addams Family was brightly colored, so that the tones would translate to a very robust grayscale for their black and white filming.
Yeah, I know. But this is a walk-on character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cameo.
Yeah, I literally couldn't care less what her hair color is supposed to be.
Okay.
It's an illustration of a chick in a war-torn scenario.
Well, I think she's upset because she was going to get a pizza and it got crushed. The pizza oven got crushed in the war, so she can't get pizza.
Let's see. So as I'm doing this, you'll see I'm like using the inks as a guide. So like an area like that's kind of defining what's heavy.
Yeah.
And my general philosophy of inking is that I'm not drawing the thing, I'm drawing the shadows of a thing.
Okay.
And so if I follow those lines, those marks, when I'm doing this, it will tend to just reinforce the overall form.
Yeah.
Now here, I'm going to come in with a lighter tone on her face,
right?
Bigger brush, and just build out the form of that. And it kind of makes it more dramatic.
Now, here's a question. Why would the shade be on her left side and not the right side of her face?
Because that's where I want it.
Okay.
So I thought about going the other way with it, but
yeah.
I'm
not questioning you, but I'm just curious, just for theory, if there was anything behind it.
My big thing here is that I feel like if you look at the direction of her eyes,
yeah,
staring off this way, and I want it to. It's a subtle way of indicating that she's kind of looking off into the darkness.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it is amazing how much you can communicate with light and dark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sometimes for inspiration, I'll look at the old black and white horror films and just the robust contrast they had.
Oh, I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just lightening up the hair a little bit just to make sure it pops off of the background a little bit more.
Interesting.
And there's that. Then let's grab my little blendy brush. And there we go. And then I'm going to invert my selected area, which if you watch other streams and then this one, you'll notice that my little bar here, little, I don't know what they call it, but there's a little toolbar here. You'll notice that it looks different than it used to. Because I was goofing around one day and kind of accidentally figured out that I could customize that bar.
Whoa!
So
talk about
I've got all these different things in here about selections.
Okay.
And then I've got copy, cut, and paste right there.
Wow.
Delete or delete outside selection.
Yeah.
A couple different transforms. There's a thing for making new. There's all kinds of stuff I keep right down there. So like, and since it's based on your selection, like if I invert that selection, that little bar stays right close to where I'm at. So I literally don't have to reach across the screen to these tools every single time because I got a lot of them right here.
Yeah, it saves you time. It's the efficiency of tools.
Mm-hmm. So that's always a big thing with me.
And one thing, you are the Lord of Order.
I can be. So let's zoom out.
What am I the Lord of?
I have no idea. So
lady friend said, I'm chaos incarnate.
You are quite the purveyor of some chaos. So now we've got this.
Oh my God, we're like Batman and the Joker, except neither of us are criminals.
Speak for yourself.
Oh boy.
All right. So
now you're working on the bottom layer, and is that now? Here's a question. With that, you've worked on the individual panels. Now, this fourth panel is almost a first panel. Are you going to turn off the other three panels and then work on it as a full thing?
No.
Or leave it.
I mean, because that stuff just gets hidden. So, although I might end up popping him out ahead of this panel just a little bit, just because it'd be kind of cool. We'll see. So, and I may trail off a little bit while I'm working on this for a moment, but let's see here now. And I'm going intentionally, kind of anime manga-esque with the eyes.
Yeah.
Which is, it's funny because, it's like I do that and it's like, oh, you're doing like manga eyes. It's like, well, okay, sure. But in my mind, I'm actually doing Todd McFarlane eyes.
That's funny.
Because Todd used to always do big eyes on things.
Oh, yeah. Todd and the guy who does the Max.
Oh, yeah. Sam Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Sam Keith quite a bit too.
Yeah. He's awesome.
The thing I'm enjoying about working on this book is that because of its kind of American manga nature, it's an opportunity for me to be a little cartoonier.
Yeah.
Stuff, which I don't normally do.
Yeah.
So
that's more my field.
Yeah. Like I doubt, I think a lot of people probably would be surprised at my at how much cartooning I've actually done.
Oh yeah, especially when you do the mall stuff, airbrush stuff, caricature stuff. It is amazing how we both have stories of survival with our caricaturing and drawing skills.
Yep.
There was this one time for a buddy of mine who owned a comic book shop. He sent his employee, and I did the driving. The friend was a imbiber of things not of tobacco.
Weed.
Yes, and it was illegal at the time. But you know, he held the purse because he was the employee. And you know, we go to Vegas, and you know, and it's like $2 steak. It was before the corporate took over, when the mafia still owned it, so everything was cheap.
You were holding in Vegas. That's
right.
Great.
And then corporate took over, and it's like $2 steak is now $40. It's like, oh, you ruined it, you jerks. You know.
Yeah.
But we're driving along, and we go to a gas station. I'm like, all right, let's get the money to pay for it. And he looks to me sheepishly and says, I screwed up. I gambled the money. I thought we could have made more. I wanted to make more for myself. So he gambled away the budget.
What a dumbass.
The way the Californians. Yeah. So I the lady was looking at me and him and you know, and I was upset because, you know, I asked if I could use her phone. You know, this is before cell phones. I told her the story, and you know, I'm the artist. And she got excited, and she asked, could you draw my dog? And it was this little thing with, like, you know, the snot dripping from the eyes, you know, but she loved it. And she called the dog Brandy. So I did a cartoon of the dog. I Disneyed it up, big eyes, made it cute, you know, with its paw on a cup of brandy. Mm-hmm. And she says, oh my God, this is great. Tell you what, give me $1. I'll ring you up for $1. Run the tank for $1. Turn it off, turn it on again, then fill up, and then leave. And I'm like, okay. Well, I talked to a gas station years later. What she did was she treated it as a runoff, but didn't report it, you know, per se. You know, it gave a false report. But I made it to my destination in California with about maybe half a tank to spare in my huge van.
That's funny.
Yeah, but talk about dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and ironically, this was the last gas station for 300 miles. And there was a sign, last gas station for 300 miles. You know, or 150 or something like that, you know, where they just scare you. And it was $7 a gallon at the time, too.
Damn.
And that was in the 80s because they were the last one.
Oh, that was probably back during the oil embargoes.
Yeah, you know, so yeah, how annoying. Yeah, it was no, I'm mistaken. It was 91. But, you know, they were able to rip people off because they were the last gas station. They gouged, and they could do it. So, you know, and I've traded for food. There have been a few times I would just take plates, and I'd start drawing on the plates, and the manager comes out, and he'd ask for a couple more drawings, and then boom, you know, $200 meal later, it's free. You know, they have, and then some of the art is still up on, you know, in plaques and stuff, and I'm sure that's the same with you. You know, it's amazing, you know, what we can do with our art, how we can bring joy, we can bring fear, we can bring hate, we can influence elections.
Oh God, no election talk on here.
No.
I actually want to keep people watching.
Yeah. But you know, it's amazing what you can do with cartoons. You know, like this here. You know, I want to see the next page. You see this poor girl, and she looks terrified with what she's about to see. Like, oh no. And you know.
This character here is a little character. His name's Athelstan, and he's like a young dude fighting in a war who's like seeing he's too young to be on the field.
Right.
Armor and stuff that's all too big for him. And there's he sees atrocities being committed by guys who are his superiors.
Wow.
And it's like, you know, he's kind of shitting himself.
Oh yeah. I think all of us would.
And I just spilled coffee down my freaking shirt.
Oh,
that was great.
Sorry about that.
It's because I was leaning back too damn far.
Yeah.
I got too comfortable.
Yeah.
He's black.
I mean to distract you.
Mm. So anyway, I'm gonna try to have this page finished
By the end of our show?
by the end of the show. Yeah,
I think that's great.
yeah. I think that's definitely doable. So then let's see.
Now, here's a dumb question: are you still available for hire, or is your docket getting a little too full?
Well, the truth of that is that I'm actually, I would say, booked up through most of next year.
Wow.
Like, it's kind of crazy. I've never been so booked up before.
Well,
So I'm
wanted it.
very happy about
Got
that.
it.
Yeah, I'm super happy about that.
You know, if your name was T, then we could call you Booked Up T or Booker T.
Sometimes you say things and I'm just like, he spoke. I don't know what he said, but he spoke.
I ran out of my spice made in the pond. It's like this chili pepper powder thing. It's in a can. It's been the same company that's done for like generations after generations. And now that there's this horror manga that I picked up, and I just like the artwork in it, and you know, can kind of follow the story. And here and there, I try to ask friends who speak Japanese, "Can you translate this? Can you read this for me?" And they just look at me like I'm an idiot. And like, no, we're not going to translate the manga. Learn Japanese yourself.
Is it something from Uzumaki?
Yeah, no, it's somebody else. It's an independent one. But it's basically about a haunted ghost woman who lives in a house, you know, type thing, who always wants to be the perfect host, but everybody else has to be polite. And when they're not, she turns on them. You know. For another module I'm working on for the Kremen RPG is Ilka's Premium Almanac, or a IPA. And I've been coming up with these, you know, just these weird, creepy ass creatures for different things.
Let's see here. Now,
which has been a heck of a lot of fun.
Multiple off and turn that up. So there we go. Boom, boom.
I'm reading you an excerpt from The Politeness Monster.
Oh, God.
The Politeness Fiend. Yeah, I just trying to look it up, though. This might be interesting. I know it sounds like awful, like why is that so dumb? But it's not dumb. It's actually cool.
You're so odd sometimes. That's why we love you, dude.
FEIN.
Yeah. Let's throw a little white on here to kind of. I love doing this thing with like little spatters of white in metal reflections.
Okay, I found it. All right. Habit. The Politeness Fiend is an eerie creature that wanders the streets of cities and towns at night. It can be found almost everywhere, blending in with its surroundings. While it typically roams populated area, it avoids places where extreme violence or hostility is present. It thrives on interaction with unsuspecting individuals who follow common social norms and politeness. The Politeness Fiend appears to be a disturbingly handsome figure, well-dressed, but with an unsettling air. Though its features are symmetrical and attractive, there is something unnerving off about its appearance. The eyes are too sharp, the smile too wide. The overall demeanor is slightly inhuman. Despite this, most people don't immediately recognize its monstrous nature. unless they engage with it inappropriately. Its voice is calm and measured. Its movements are precise and graceful.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the stats, I'm not going to read the stats to you.
Mm-hmm.
But the powers are charming presence. The politeness fiend radiates an aura of charm and grace, making it difficult for anyone to ignore it or to be rude to it. People feel compelled to respond politely, even when uncomfortable. Social awareness. The fiend can detect the slightest change in social interactions and emotional states. This allows it to manipulate conversations using its knowledge to create situations of increasingly discomfort for the target. Nightmare invocation. If the individual responds rudely or ignores the politeness fiend, it can send relentless nightmares to the victim. These nightmares cause extreme sleep deprivation, driving the individual to madness or even suicide after prolonged exposure. Ethereal stalker. The politeness fiend can track its victim across great distances, appearing outside their homes or workplace until the victim mentally breaks down. Curse of etiquette. If the victim begs for forgiveness, the politeness fiend will offer them its shoes. Upon wearing them, the victim is transformed into a copy of the politeness fiend, taking the appearance and role. The former fiend is freed from the curse and returns to its original self. Although, if it is very old, it may age rapidly and die. Token of courtesy. The politeness fiend may reward those who interact with it properly. It can give a magical token, which can summon the fiend to deal with contemptuous or rude individuals on the summoner's behalf. Now we get into the weaknesses. Strict code of politeness. The politeness fiend... What?
This is already more than I would be reading.
Wow.
I'm like, my thing on games is like, they better be quick, they better be fast for me to ingest it, and I'm out.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, I love putting all this stuff into it.
Yeah, that kind of stuff wears on me real fast.
Really interesting.
Yeah. I'm really kind of poopy when it comes to games and stuff. I'm like I want them quick, and
that's why you love Auto Clash so much.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun because it's quick. You get in there, and there's not, I don't have to ingest a whole book. I don't have to read that much. So, I mean, it's not that I don't like reading. It's just that I ain't got time for that, I mean, I just literally don't have time for that. So that becomes a thing. And I've as I've grown up, I've heard that from a lot of other, adults who are into gaming and stuff, want to be able to play stuff, but they don't. It's just life.
Oh,
and, So yeah, I mean, it sounds cool. Sounds like something a lot of people probably dig.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm a real shit about that stuff.
Oh, no big deal. I mean, if you think about Vampire the Masquerade, they put a lot of detail in that.
They did, and I was 16 when it came out. So, I'm kind of funny about that stuff.
So when you were 16, did you like all this ultra detail?
Not normally, no.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, with Vampire the Masquerade, part of the attraction for me was that I had already read. I was already a big Anne Rice nut.
Right.
And so much of Vampire the Masquerade was just damn near lifted from Anne Rice. And I loved that. It made it something that I could get into really easily.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then, I mean, it's kind of the same way with my stuff with H.P. Lovecraft and all that. I mean, it's like I love the Lovecraft stuff. I read Lovecraft when I was a kid. And, the Lovecraft stuff is something that's always easy for me to get into.
Wow.
So, yeah, I don't, I don't know, man. I'm kind of
Interesting.
of fuddy-duddy about a lot of stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, no big deal. Yeah, this stuff is like for the DM to play and whatnot. The playtesting I've been doing, they've been loving it. But you're not autistic enough, Les.
Well, the funny thing is, like, I've got stuff that I create that's every bit that detailed.
Yeah.
And I think a big part of it now for me is like I'm more about creating the stuff now, and that's just where my time and energy goes. So it's really hard for me to consume, things and enjoy them a whole lot because I'm like, why am I doing this? My time would be better spent creating.
Right. Where for me, it's entertaining the consumer and the fans, which is just fascinating. Where you're basically doing the same thing. Interesting.
So I'm just knocking in some quick shadows and things here.
I also have a shotgun spider.
Yeah, shotgun spider.
Yes. I'm just trying to find that excerpt.
This stuff sounds to me like it would be really good in like a card game.
Yeah.
That would be super cool. Well, something again. It's actually one of those things. I've been kind of occasionally doing a little thought experiment of like a role-playing game that functions like a collectible card game.
Oh yeah, that could work. Well, a lot of them are starting to borderline do that, where they're making cards of all the monsters, like for the DM, like little
that's
flash
well,
cards.
When I'm running the game for the Dice Alliance kids, pretty much everything in it is from my own. First off, my homebrew stuff, and then for standard stuff, I mean, I use the D&D monster cards because those are just awesome.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's super cool. So,
yeah.
And right now I'm just being, I'm actually, I need to rein myself in because I'll just sit here and start to doodle with these tones and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It'll get out of hand real quick. So I just need to finish it up. I think that's one of the differences between me and a lot of artists I know.
Yeah.
Is I'm like, okay, time's a waste and get it done, get it gone.
Well, I think another thing is, when not to noodle.
Mm-hmm. And then that's fun right there is using so I've got a tone layer set up. It's a grayscale layer that outputs these tones, and then I'm using a watercolor brush in it. So you get this combination of like watercolor and those gray tones.
That's great.
A really handy trick too about the way I do these tones is, say I want to play with the light and dark of them a little bit, I can just hit Control L and use a levels command, and you see what it does.
Oh, that's fun.
I can adjust that, and when that adjusts, it adjusts the actual tones.
Yeah.
So I really like that.
Interesting.
So, and that's another page down.
Woohoo! Well, 6 minutes to spare. By the way,
I wonder if I can get this next page done in that time.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, I mean, you're amazing. By the way, the shotgun spider is a humanoid arachnid hybrid with large muscular torso and multiple spider-like legs sprouting from its back. It is armed with various firearms, typically heavy, old-fashioned machinery like Tommy guns. Its face retains, the face of a spider.
Fun.
And then
I think do we have anybody hanging out in the chat? Because I know we started an hour late.
That's
okay. That's okay.
I was hoping to chat with them.
Yeah. So
I think one of the skills is what you have: relentless pursuit. Once a shotgun spider has its target, it will never stop hunting until either the target is killed or it is destroyed.
Yeah, that's me. So for all you folks who may watch this kind of after the fact, because we did move the time on it,
right?
We're going to noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central from now on, and so next week, y'all, make sure you come and hang out and all that kind of stuff. Are we? I think we got like 5 minutes left.
Yes, that's about enough time for most guys.
Ick.
What? To draw some amazing stuff.
Let's see. Yeah, this page has a nucleavy.
Who wants to do an unboxing?
Mind boxing?
An unboxing. Stick with me, Charles. Stick with me, bro.
I thought it was like boxing.
No, unboxing is when you do this and you open it live.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Pretty sure what I have.
I'm gonna make a terrible joke that's gonna make people hate me.
Finally.
I thought an unboxing was a female and male trans.
Oh! I think what I have here is our new business cards.
Yes, and bless you too, Levy. So the guy on horseback, is he considered horsing around?
It's actually not a guy on horseback. A nucleavy is like a human torso and body growing out of the back of a horse.
Steely.
The new business cards.
Is that your business card?
Yes.
Your name's Patrick?
Meg. For the Meg. Come on, work with me, camera.
Do you know the name Wayne Seeley?
No.
Okay. I was
there
like,
we go.
wow.
Business cards. We'll be handing these out at Grand Rapids Comic Con next month.
Wow.
Nice.
You should get us some so we can pass them out too.
I did Grand Rapids a few years ago. It was a fun show.
You need to come back because that's probably the only way I'm going to meet you anytime soon.
Oh boy. Well, as always, you've been amazing, Pops.
The Popinator.
Yes.
It's all action, guys. It's all action. Little shout out to Cosmac Grandpa for designing the business card and Doc for designing the logo for the Meg. Got to give them shout outs where they're due, people. Where they are due. Thank you, Levi.
Shout out. Lovey says very cool card, Pops.
His name is Levi, not Lovey. Levi.
What, Lovey?
Quit calling him Lovey. He was not on Gilligan's Island. He was not.
Levi?
Levi. It's a Jewish name.
Yeah,
Levy. Like the jeans, dude. Levi's.
Levy's Stop Water.
Oh, like Levy jeans?
Oh my God, this guy.
Like Salmon instead of
He's
salmon.
just being
this guy's driving me to smoke first thing in the morning.
Now I'm being silly first, but okay, Levi. Okay. That's good to know. Well, Levi is cool. We like Levi.
And yet again, I'm drawing a damn horse.
Yes. Oh, and by the way, I got a Western for you, Les.
Does it pay? Can it wait for about a year?
There's many jokes behind that one. Many jokes. It's only when you have time to horse around. When you do horses, and if you enjoy drawing them, would that be considered horseplay? Hail to R.J. William, too.
What's up, RJ?
Boy, the speed of the yanking is just outrageous. Oh, guess what, Les?
Is it time?
I think it's time to go to a commercial. Hit it, Pops.
You guys, you don't have to quit at the hour mark. You know that. There's no show behind you anymore on the network.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So if you want me to do a commercial break, I can do that, but you don't have to quit.
Well, I got to get to
It's
work.
up to you, but you don't.
Yeah, Charles got stuff he got to head off to. And I would say I will probably just keep it a tight hour so that I can hop off and basically keep pounding on this stuff and go quiet so I don't have to talk while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
All right.
When Les is quiet, he gets more work done, I've noticed.
It's, I mean, as quick as I'm going on here right now, if I can work in silence, I'll nearly double my speed.
That's true. I've seen it.
So
I got a whole bunch of ads to play, so.
Woohoo!
Good deal.
All right. Then
We'll see y'all next week.
You know where to find Les. You can find him on Facebook. You can find him everywhere. You can find Charles on Facebook as well. They're both members of the Madness, so they're not hard to find. Go look for them, follow them, do the thing.
Oh, before we hop off here, if any of y'all are in the Western Kentucky, Southern Illinois area coming up, I have a solo gallery showing that starts November 14th, and runs through December 12th. So, and it's kind of a cool thing. It's like a 1,200-foot gallery that's giving me a solo show. So, and if anybody who can come out on the 14th, we've got a fully catered reception going on for that.
Oh, I want the free eats. I'm there.
Yep. It's like y'all may hate my artwork, but there's free foods. Come on out.
Now here's you know what would be hysterical? You just put one giant painting in the center room and that's it.
I'm not one of those.
Yeah. Could you imagine? It's like, ta-da.
All right. Tell them where they can find you, Charles. What are you doing? Where can they find you? What are you doing?
Oh, me. This weekend, I'm going to be at Effing Con in Effingham, Illinois. If you look at my Facebook, I keep disappearing into the cat. If you look at my Facebook page, Charles D. Mossant, at Facebook, you can see the details of it. It's going to be Friday and Saturday. Then the week after that, I'll be in Wisconsin at some con. I'm not a guest there, but my friend bought a badge for it, and we're going to do some work on Auto Clash and a few other things. And then I'll be there to help Les if he needs it for setup or whatever. And then December, I think it's 7th, Les and I have a convention in St. Louis with at the Toy Man Show. So
I forgot all about that one. I've also got a show coming up this weekend in Paducah.
Right.
So yeah, we got all kinds of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, a bunch of showings.
And I myself will be at Grand Rapids Comic Con on November 16th, maybe the 15th and 17th, but for sure on the 16th I will be there and doing my thing, interviewing people, having a good time, promoting the con and the people involved in it.
Oh, nice.
That's what we do. It's all about promotion. You got to share each other's stuff out.
Yeah. Oh, one small thing too. The guests we had on our show. Scott Beardedstadt.
Yes.
With the Troll Lords.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be launching his Kickstarter in November. So he's nearly done building that, and hopefully he makes a couple of grand, and he can get his book printed and out to people.
Well, we do launch parties. You should suggest to him to launch his book on the Madness Comic Network line.
Okay, then I think we'll try to do a launch party. As far as I'm concerned, it's a yes.
That's what we do. We try to.
Okay, then we'll do a launch party.
Try to sell books and stuff. That's kind of our job.
Yeah, that's what I like about that.
You know.
Thank you for the reminder, Pops.
But if it's for Charles, then it's a failure to launch party.
Oh!
Oh, I didn't say Charles had to be there. I just said we could launch the book there.
I'm just taking a chance to poke at Charles a little bit. Yeah.
That's so
Me
much
too.
fun.
Me too. It's like, look, man, that beard, dude, or mustache, or whatever you call that thing, that must beard. Yeah, that I don't even know what you call that thing, man. That's like, that is epic.
Thank you. Thank you.
I need to get you and Bruce Q. Wayne on a show together so you can compare.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
The beauty of the stash.
Yes. Kind of being real men.
I want one of those like Taipei from Kill Bill. They just my mustache just goes way down to like here.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah, you can do that.
Climbing action going on.
Yeah, it grows better than my normal hair, that's for sure. You know, look at me, I'm like 1/8 Klingon.
All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna
There
play
you
a couple ads. One of them is for one of those people over there in the chat.
Yeah, by the way, Pops, thank you again for everything.
You bet, man. You bet.
And Les, as always, excellent work.
See y'all next. Oh, wait a minute. I got other stuff. We got 2 countdowns today.
Really?
On the Madness. We have a countdown for Nander Fox Schaefer's Manchild number 3, which is only like $100 for funding. Okay.
Nice.
Got like 6 hours left. Somebody go knock that one over the edge, knock it over the top, help dude out. And then Robert Jashonik's Legends of Indie Comics.
Oh, that's cool.
Mike Barron, whole bunch of people involved in that one. That one we're counting down tonight at 10 p.m., I think.
Wow.
On the Madness. So we got 2 countdowns today.
I'm glad you said knock it up over the top instead, or knock it out over the top instead of knock it up, because
knock it over the top. Look, get the dude funded, man. He's that close.
That's amazing. I know that feeling. I've been there multiple times.
So yeah, there you go.
Funded? Kickstarter.
That's what I'm talking about right there, guys.
Now let me. Levi says it is founded.
Yeah, well, he can't spell, but he.
Oh, it's funded. Oh, they made it. They got that $100. So that little pitch you did made it happen. See how.
No, it might have happened before that because I shared it out. He posted in the Madness like an hour ago that he was $100 away.
Yeah,
and I shared it out, so we might have got it that way. You know what I mean?
So is that all it takes? $100,
dude. I just share stuff out. I want people to get, I want everybody to get funded. I want everybody who wants comics to receive
Manchild funded.
I'm a fan, right? I'm a fan, so
yeah,
I get it. If I back something and it doesn't get funded, I'm bummed out. I wanted that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so for the fans, for you guys that buy comics, that's why I do this. Because you guys that back the comic knowing it ain't funded yet, you don't even know if you're going to get the book, right? I got to come out here, make sure enough people back it so that you get the book you want. That's my job. Okay.
And while you guys are talking, I'm getting closer to my goal of having inked 3 pages before noon.
Yeah, let's see the page.
I'm going to show it to you again on the way out. There you go, people. Have a good day. It was a great show. Thanks, Les. Thanks.
Later, y'all.
Hey, you should name that horse Harry the horse. So he can always be a hairy horse.
Bye, Charles.
Flip City Magazine is just really pulling out all the stops, man. Your guys' production value of this magazine has gone insane. I mean, look at that. I mean, I remember when you guys, it was black and white. Even when it was black and white, I thought your quality was great. But damn, they have just, I mean, they just really stepping it up a notch. Look at this. James Corbett, boys. James Corbett.
Genuinely cutting, but also funny, and obviously just chaotic and very fun.
I love Flip City. It has brought new types of badassery and integrity to the print medium.
Little president in his sandbox play, build a tower, make it stay. Digging deep through the golden sand, building the future with your hands. Tiny suits and shiny shoes, making plans and making news. Friends all gather to join along, in the sandbox they all belong. Little president from that play, every day a brand new day. Learning, growing your own way, in the great big sandbox that is the USA. The USA. Share your dreams with everyone, sandbox fun under the sun. Big ideas taking flight, with Little Trump everything's bright. Dig a moat, build a wall, in the sandbox he stands so tall. Dreamer dream, builder build, Little Trump your heart's fulfilled. Little President Trump that play, every day a brand new day. Learning, growing your own way, in the great big sandbox that is the USA. Hooray, hooray, for the USA.
How do you end this thing? How do you put the where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz
how to
hands. Jazz hands.
Have a good night.